Hello, unlimited friends. It's Zara back again with Q&A about the law of attraction and its practical application to our lives. This question was posted under one of my videos by the people, and they said, I'm kind of used to contrast, too comfortable in parentheses. Is it okay to get used to contrast? And number two, is it true that the bigger the contrast, the bigger the manifestation? So, the first thing I want to say to you is that no, please do not get used to contrast. Because if you get used to having contrast, and get comfortable with contrast, then you are giving up the opportunity to use that contrast to pivot yourself to something better. The purpose of contrast is not to accept it and sit still with it. The purpose of contrast is not to become satisfied with the fact that there is pain or struggle in your life. You can't become satisfied and happy with the fact that there is pain and struggle in your life. The purpose of contrast is to propel you to shift your thoughts and do something about it. Shift your thoughts to go up the emotional scale so that the struggle and the contrast can go away. So we do not take contrast and become happy with it. We stop pushing back against it, which means that we don't tell ourselves, look at what a mess you've landed yourself into. The purpose of contrast is not to beat up on the fact that it happened. The purpose of contrast is not to beat up on the fact that you created it. The purpose of contrast is not to say to yourself, okay, that's just how my life is and it will never change and I'm just going to have to become okay with it. That's not the purpose of contrast. The purpose of contrast is to feel that pain and the angst and the irritation and to say to yourself, hell no, I'm not going to take this. I know that I am better than this. I know that I can create more than this. I am not going to let this keep me where I am. That is the purpose of contrast. Contrast is a manifestation. It is an indicator that you're not thinking your thoughts the way you should be thinking. So when contrast happens in your life, stop and tell yourself, woohoo, the universe just sent me a message. I'm going to pay attention to this message because this message is telling me that I need to improve, that I need to stop and become aware, that I need to stop and ask myself, what do I need to do differently? That I need to stop and perhaps I need to ask someone to help me because I can't see it. I'm not able to see what I'm doing wrong. I need help. That is the purpose of contrast. Do not ever become comfortable with contrast. Feel it, yes. It is there, yes. But don't sit there and let it happen. That when Abraham says, be satisfied with where you are, they don't mean that you should sit and peg a tent in the place called contrast and stay there forever. That's not what it means. Being satisfied with where you are means stop beating against it. Stop blaming others or yourself. Stop feeling the negative emotion that the contrast is causing. Because if you keep feeling that negative emotion, nothing in your life can change. So the purpose of contrast is to propel us to make a change, to shift something, to say, no, I'm not going to take this anymore. No, I'm ready to do what it takes. I am ready, universe, show me what I must do, because I am no longer accepting that this is where I need to live my life. I'm no longer going to accept this reality. I'm going to do something to change this reality, because I now know that I have the power to do so. I now know that I can create better things. That is the purpose of contrast. Contrast is an indicator. It's like a light going on that says, stop now. It's like a traffic light that says, stop the way you are thinking and now shift gears before you go forward. That is the purpose of contrast. Do not ever accept contrast. The problem in my life was that I started accepting contrast. I became so used to contrast. I became so used to not having a good life that I forgot about the possibility that life could actually be wonderful. I forgot how it felt to feel happy and got used to the feeling of things not working out. And that was not the right thing to do. And it took me a lot of time to train myself to stop behaving that way. To start saying to myself when things are not going the way I want them to stop and say to myself, not accepting this and not prepared to let this go on anymore. I am going to take back control and I'm going to do something about this. And I know what I need to do, because I need to appreciate more. I need to meditate more. That's my work. So now, coming to the second question, is it true that the bigger the contrast, the bigger the manifestation? No, sweetheart, no. No. The bigger the contrast, the bigger the non-physical reality that you've created in your vortex. The bigger the contrast, the bigger the solution. The bigger the contrast, the more you are asking for things to be different. And by doing so, you are creating in non-physical form a beautiful, magnificent life. But it's not manifesting. It's not going to manifest until you shift your thoughts and you allow what you have created in non-physical to flow into the physical. And that is all about the manifesting process. That is all about the shift that we make. That is all about the things that I teach in my coaching programs and my online courses. If you really want to find out about how to close the gap, then I am going to say to you, check out the course that is listed in the description below, called the Heart and Mind Alignment Program. That's what you need. You need to start understanding how to close the gap between where you are and what you have created in non-physical form that you now should be allowing into your life. So, the people, thank you so much for asking your question. Because when I read your question, I became excited about answering your question, because it's a really important question. And I know how important it is, and I know how important it is to understand how things truly work, because that was me at one point in time. My life wasn't going anywhere until I connected the dots and started truly understanding how it works. So I'm going to leave an invitation here to those of you who are ready to work with me to find out more about what I offer and how I can help you change your life the way I've changed mine and the way I have impacted many people. Thousands of people have gone through the Unlimited Law of Attraction workbook and used it to change their lives. Thousands of people have participated in my online programs. Hundreds of people have changed their lives through one-on-one coaching with me. And there are so many people who are part of my online group coaching program. Check out my programs. They are all listed on my website. All right, folks, thank you for this opportunity to tell you how it works, because I will tell you also that there's nothing I find more annoying than misrepresentation of law of attraction which is going on the internet. I hope that this video helps you to really grasp what law of attraction is and start using it. All right, folks. Thank you again for joining me. Please do subscribe. I hope you enjoy my content. And if you know of someone who really needs to hear this message, please, please, please share this video with them, because I know that so many people don't really understand law of attraction. They want to use law of attraction, but they don't really understand how it works. And this is an important missing piece in that puzzle. Again, thank you for being here, and I hope to have you come back to watch my next video. Bye for now.